So this semester I was a part of Project Focus, and I took this class to fulfill my experiential learning credit. And I did not need this specific class for my major, but I needed it to fulfill the experiential learning. So I went online to UGA's page and saw that in the description you were going to be teaching in an actual classroom in the Athens community. And I thought this was such a great way to get this credit because I love working with kids. So I really enjoyed the experience, the shortened experience that we got this semester. I worked in Miss Cook's class and we had 16 students, I believe. And they were hilarious, a really chatty group of students, but they were so much fun to work with and they were so ready to learn every day. Miss Cook, my head teacher, was so much fun to work with. She was great. And her parapro and her student teacher were also fabulous and were so willing to help me out with anything that I needed. And they were so willing to let me teach science whenever I came in, even if it disrupted their normal class schedule. I would say that my favorite project that I presented to the kids was learning the scientific method. And when I first thought of presenting this, I was kind of nervous because usually you don't learn the scientific method until later on in your science educational career. But I think that learning hypothetical thinking and about the hypothesis is super important in the foundation of all learning. So I went ahead and, brought it down to a level that kindergartners could understand. By saying you could ask a question, think about what's going to happen, do the experiment, and then talk about it with others. So that was kind of the scientific method that we chose. And I started out this lesson by asking them what they thought a scientist was and what they thought a scientist wore and where they worked and what kind of things they did. And that was a great laugh and they really enjoyed that. And I brought my old lab coat and lab goggles to show them how scientists are safe and things like that. And they got to try that on. And that was a good hands-on interactive introduction to the demonstration. And I actually demonstrated for them an experiment and then they were able to do it right after, step by step. So we made magic milk. So you poured milk into a plate and put food coloring in there and then dipped a Q-tip in some dish soap and put it in the milk and it spreads all the colors out. So the students had really fun with that, a lot of fun with that and really enjoyed that experience. And that was my second or third week in the classroom, I believe. So because it was so hands-on and because it was so interactive and they were getting to ask questions and, make predictions or think about what was going to happen, they really enjoyed it and they started, loving science. And from then on out, every time I walked in the classroom, they would say, "Miss Sophie, are we doing science today?" Which was such a rewarding experience. And that was probably, one of my favorite parts about that is knowing that the kids were really getting into the projects and the experiments that I was bringing into the classroom. And also that they were just having fun learning. And that's so important, I believe, especially at such a young age in the kindergarten classroom, because, science typically doesn't get taught a lot. So it was such a good experience for me to be able to get involved in that and really spread the love of science to kids because it is my major. So I want to spread that love and hopefully get more kids in the STEM field. So that was really fun, but I would highly recommend Project Focus to anyone considering it or anyone looking for an experiential learning credit that they need to graduate. This is, such a great course, and Dr. Peak and his teacher assistants were such a great help during the whole process. So I would highly recommend. Thank you.